Good morning, everyone, and welcome to this morning's hearing of Wigtown Divisional Licensing Board. I can see that we are quorate with Councillors Hagman, Ingalls and Councillor Surtees. As the convener is not with us this morning, having submitted his apologies, can I ask you please to appoint a member to chair this morning's meeting? Thank you.
Can I propose Katie?
I was going to propose Councillor Surtees, just because I'm currently suffering from COVID at the moment, David, so I am here and present because I know we need to be quorate, but if Councillor Surtees is happy to chair, I would propose Councillor Surtees, please.
I'm happy with that, yeah.
Yeah, I'm happy to accept that. I don't have the narrative that Aideen sent in front of me. Let me just see if I can find it on another device, sorry.
Aideen, are you able to assist Councillor Surtees, please, if possible?
Yes, I'll just...
And send that narrative to her. Thank you.
Rose, if it makes it easier, I do have all the papers in front of me. I can share it if that makes it easier.
I have the papers, I just don't have the narrative, Katie.
Ah, perfect. Okay.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm having a few, I'm on my laptop and it's not very good at looking at two things at once. And usually I have my other device, but I don't.
It's okay, Councillor Surtees. You've been appointed chair for this meeting, and I'm sure Aideen Sloan, our senior licensing officer, can assist and forward you the narrative to narrate at the outset of this hearing.
Okay then, thank you very much. Welcome to the Wigtown Divisional Licensing Board on Friday the 18th of March 2022. While I just find the narrative, can we just deal with item 1, Sheridan apologies, please?
Chair, if I can just ask, I would suggest probably that we commence the hearing with that narrative. So
right,
Aideen,
I have it.
You've got it. Thank you.
Okay. So thank you very much. This meeting is being recorded and live streamed. Could I remind members to follow the good practice guidance, which includes muting microphones and switching off your videos when you are not addressing the meeting. Should you wish to contribute to any item, you should write speak in the Teams chat function or raise your virtual hand and you will be invited to speak. Sorry, in order. Should your question or issue be raised by a previous speaker, please withdraw your request so that we can deal with the business as efficiently as possible. Thank you for your patience with me. If we could now have Sheridan and apologies, please.
Thank you, Chair. So we have apologies, Councillor Sloan and convener Councillor McCollum, and you're just asked to give your approval for members' remote participation today.
Thank you very much. Do we have any declarations of interest today? I take that as
me.
No. Okay, none from myself. Thank you very much. So we'll move to item 3, the minute of the meeting, the 25th of January 2022, for approval, please.
Happy to approve, Chair.
Yeah.
Thank you. And item 4, minute of the meeting of the 4th of February 2022 for approval, please.
Again, happy to approve, Chair.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. So we move on to item 5, and this is the applications for occasional licences and extended hours under delegated authority. Is it Aideen or Caroline to speak to this, please?
Chair, if you all agree, it's just for noting. Thank you.
Okay, just for noting. Noted.
Noted.
Okay,
yep,
thank you very much.
Note.
And item 6, which is applications for minor variation of premises licences granted under delegated authority.
Yeah, noted.
Yep, happy to note, Chair.
Thank you very much. And we go on to item 7. So under the Licensing Scotland Act 2005, the application is for a major variation, and this is regarding Sainsbury's store, Goods Lane, Newton Stewart, and the premises licence holder is Sainsbury's Limited. And I wonder if we could have somebody to talk us through this, please.
Yes, of course, Chair. I'm delighted to do so. Just from the outset, I can just want to check that the agent, Mr. Stephen McGowan, representing his client, can hear me okay?
Yes, Clark, good morning again.
Good morning.
Also, I'll just introduce Joanne Surguy, who's on the call with us this morning, convener and your honours. Jo Surguy has the privilege of being the licensing manager for Sainsbury's across the whole of the UK. So she has the joys of looking after the licences for many, many, many Sainsbury's, including the one in Newton Stewart.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning. So members, this is an application for a major variation in respect of Sainsbury's store at Good Lanes and Newton Stewart. You'll be aware that you're statutorily obliged to hold a hearing. You're asked to consider the application received on the 8th of February 2022, and the details of that application are fleshed out at Appendix 1 to this report. In terms of the law, the application was sent to the usual consultees detailed at paragraph 2 of the report. And in terms of advertising, I can confirm that notice of the application was displayed on the board's webpage from Wednesday the 9th of February to Thursday the 3rd of March 2022. Site notice was also displayed at the premises, and we have indeed received signed confirmation of site notice confirming display. In terms of objections and representations, the last date for such was Wednesday the 2nd of March 2022, and I can confirm that no objections or representations have been received. In terms of responses, you will note that the LSO report advising no adverse comments is found at Appendix 2, and the police also have advised no adverse comments, and there are no other adverse there are no adverse comments received in respect of this application. So, Chair, in terms of procedure, I would suggest that you may wish just to hear from the LSO and then hear from Mr. McGowan on behalf of his client, and then if you have any questions that you may wish to ask Mr. McGowan, and then give Mr. McGowan a final opportunity just to sum up on behalf of his client before going into session.
Happy to do that. Thank you very much. Could we come to Councillor Hagman? Yes, I was just bringing you in.
Thank you, convener. I don't have paper copies of the appendix. They've not been included in my pack, and I'm just wondering if they're available online, because I will go through them online, but they've not been sent out as part of my papers. I'm just wondering if I'm the only member who's not got that. As
No,
I say, if they're online, I can get them online, no bother.
I don't have them either.
Can I just, sorry, Aideen, are you able to assist members there? Because I certainly have the report with the LSO report appended to it, so I'm not sure why members don't have that.
Oh yeah, I had sent an updated version to everybody. It was on the same day, but because the first one had omitted the appendices, but it is also on the website, so I can email it across again if that's easiest.
Members, are you happy to receive that via email?
Either that, or
yes.
Could it be shared on the screen at all?
Yes, be able to do that.
So can I just ask for clarity, members? Is it the case that you do not have Appendix 1 or Appendix 2 to the report, Appendix 1 being details of the application?
Yeah.
No, I don't have either of them, but I can get them online. It's no bother. I'm looking at my paper copies, so I can get the electronic copy. Thank you.
And there's also Appendix 2 with the LSO report, members.
No, we don't have that either. From
Aideen,
what
are you able to give members today the Appendix 1 and Appendix 2, please?
Yes, just trying to share it on the screen.
Members, is it easier if Aideen actually emails it to you, emails both appendices to you? I can only apologise, I do have the appendices to the report, so I'm not sure what's happened there.
Yes, thank you, Aideen. That would be very helpful.
Okay.
accessing this meeting on my phone, so I don't have another. I don't have my iPad with me on my computer, so it's going to be difficult for me. It's easier for me to do it on the screen if that can be facilitated.
Perhaps if you can do both, Aideen, and we just pause and ensure that both appendices are sent to members, whether on the screen and via email.
Okay, it looks like I'm sharing just now, but I don't know if it's. Can you see it on the screen just now?
I can see it. Oh, yes, I can see it now, Aideen. Thank you.
Okay, so that's Appendix 1 with the summary.
Okay.
Okay.
So in terms of procedure, Aideen, members are considering the terms of the LSO report first, which is at Appendix 2.
All right, okay.
Chair, you may wish to hear from Julia Farrell, our LSO, who's with us today to speak to that report. Thank you.
Yes, if members are happy and feel that they have had time to look at the appendix, then I will ask the LSO, please, to speak to the report. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, convener. So the main crux of the application involves adding live performances within and out with core hours, increasing the capacity from 25.34 to 28.125 square metres due to an internal reconfiguration in store, amending the description of the premises and amending the name of the premises from Sainsbury's Store to Sainsbury's Supermarket. In terms of the live performances, I spoke to the store manager. I must admit I was scratching my head slightly at this one, but he confirmed it would be a rare occasion, but it was such as carol singers maybe at Christmas time in the foyer in the store. So it was obviously just to make sure that they had ticked the box to allow that to happen. The increase to capacity is a small shelving area, which is in addition to the current alcohol display area, and the other changes are just consistent with the type of activities that happens in a supermarket. I can confirm I checked that the notice was displayed on the 10th of February, at which time it was displayed well and truly, both outside in the window and inside the premises. I've got no adverse comments at all to make in relation to the application.
Sorry, rookie error. Thank you very much, Julia. Do members have any questions for Julia, please?
No, from me, Chair.
Councillor Hagman.
Thank you, convener. Yeah, it's just a question. I mean, Julia, you said yourself there you were scratching your head about live performances. Is it required if you have volunteers who are doing essentially what would be a fundraiser? I would imagine. Is that actually a requirement to have this as part of the licence? I appreciate it's really important to make sure everything is checked, and I have no concerns on that one. But it's just more sort of question of procedure.
Yes, convener, it's any activities that take place on the plan should be contained in the operating plan, and that includes anything that's not relating to the sale of alcohol. So they are quite right. If they do have these live performances in the foyer, then it is right and proper that these are included as part of the operating plan.
Can I just come in to say that on my screen I'm seeing work that is not relevant to this meeting as far as I can tell. Oh, thank you very much. That's now gone. Thank you, Julia. Do we have any more questions from members for Julia? Thank you. So if we could now go to Mr. McGowan, would you like to speak to your report, please?
Thank you, Chair, and good morning again, and good morning to the officers as well. I hope you're all well. As I say, I'm with Joanne Surguy this morning to represent Sainsbury's and deal with this application. Just a wee bit of tiny context, Your Honours, and I will endeavour to be very short and sweet with this application because it's really just a case of some housekeeping amendments that we're making. This application is one of around 100 across the whole of Scotland where we are seeking to amend all of the licences for the Sainsbury's estate to make sure that the licences are up to date, correct, and deal with certain matters. So it's one of a large number, and Joe and I have been up and down the country at various different hearings and various different licensing boards, and many of them have asked the same question and have scratched their heads in the same way that you have about the inclusion of live performances. So if I can just give you real comfort about that, exactly as the LSO said, the only reason we've sought to include live performances in the licence is purely to cover a charity fundraising type event where some kids might come in and sing, carol singing, to raise some money for Christmas charities and whatnot. That's it. So just to give Your Honour some sort of real comfort from me on that point, that's all this is around. As Julia, the LSO, mentioned, the way this Licensing Act works, which is not always particularly the best, but the way it works is that if there is some form of activity that occurs in the premises, it needs to be mentioned in the licence. So we are just making sure that we are covered, that if something is innocuous, as some carol singers come in, that will not in some way defeating the terms of the licence, and I hope that gives Your Honour some comfort. It is only 282 shopping days to Christmas, Your Honours. It will almost be upon us before we know it. The rest of the changes, as I say, are pretty much housekeeping changes. There's a slight change to the shelving, which results in a very modest increase in the alcohol display, as you've read in the LSO report. It's an increase of less than 3 metres squared, which really just arises as a result of an internal reconfiguration of the premises itself. We've also added in wording, which again is to give Your Honour's comfort in relation to home deliveries. So you'll see, in fact, I can see it's on this page before you now in the share screen. What we've done is to proactively add in wording to the licence to give Your Honour's comfort that Sainsbury's are doing the right thing when it comes to home deliveries, that we are keeping our records and we're making sure that deliveries are carried out in accordance with the terms of the legislation and so on. So we've done that across, as I say, all of the licences in Scotland, and it's really just a case of us making sure that the licence is correct, and on the basis that there's no objections or any adverse comments, we'd be very grateful if you could grant the application today. Convener, I'll be more than happy to take any questions any member has for me, although you might not want me to sing any Christmas carols, but I'll be happy to take any questions that you might have. Thanks for your time.
Thank you very much, Mr. McGowan, although I can't say I'm thrilled at hearing the C word, Christmas, quite so early in the year. It's making me very stressed. However, members, do we have any questions for Mr. McGowan?
Nothing from me, Chair.
No, there's nothing from me. Thank you, Mr. McGowan, for that.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much, Mr. McGowan. So I feel that we could probably move to a discussion and a decision. Could I please be guided on that?
Chair, you may wish just to give Mr. McGowan an opportunity just to either sum up or just commend the application prior to going into session. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. McGowan. If you'd like to do that before we go into session.
Yeah, nothing further to add, Your Honours. You know where we're coming from, so I commend the application to you, and we'd be very, very pleased if you were in a position to grant it for us. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I'm not sure if we need to go into session. Can I be guided on that if we have no further question or reason for discussion? So, Chair, when we say that you go into session, this is your opportunity. I can see Councillor Hagman's hand is up there, Chair. Councillor Hagman.
Thank you, Chair. Yes, no, I don't have any questions or anything as a discussion in terms of going into session, other than the fact to say that I'm quite happy to agree this application and grant it today. As I say, it's fairly straightforward and it's been explained, and I don't have any concerns whatsoever. So I'm happy to propose that we agree to this today.
Thank you very much, Councillor. Councillor Ingalls?
Yeah, happy to agree, Chair.
Yeah, and I also agree.
So, Chair, that's a unanimous grant. I'll just notify Mr McGowan. So, I can see Councillor Hagman's hands up, but I guess that's a legacy hand. Yeah, thank you. So, Mr McGowan, the application has been granted in its entirety and you'll be notified of that in early course. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Madam Clerk. Always appreciated, and best wishes to your honours, and good luck with the forthcoming elections. Take care, one and all.
Thank you very much indeed. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, members.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.